Hey, good morning everybody. How are you? Mickey here from James Hood Guitar. Today we're coming to you with another quick fix tips, right Tucker? Quick fix tips. All right, quick fix tips. So this is maybe one of the simplest and easiest ones that you're going to see. It doesn't really require any tools other than some wax paper, a Sharpie, and some steel wool. We see a lot of those guitars that have new strings on them, but yet those fingerboards, it's obvious that they've been not well cared for or cleaned or made to play easy. So this morning we're going to quickly talk about, when you've got the strings off your guitar, the simplest thing that you can do to help it play so much easier and so much smoother. I'm going to be using steel wool. So if you've got an acoustic guitar, you want to make sure that when you're all done, before you string it, that you blow the sound hole out and get any of that stuff out. If you've got an electric guitar, make sure that you take some tape. Nothing very sticky. I like to use your typical blue painter's tape. Doesn't leave behind any real residue, especially on metal, on the pickups, or on the plastic. So cover those up, because what you don't want is you don't want a bunch of steel wool shards attracted to the magnet, because they're just going to get sucked inside of the pickup and then they're just going to stay there. You only use quadruple aught. Don't use anything heavier or more abrasive than that. And it's careful. You want to make sure, obviously, that you stay away from the surface of your guitar. I always do this by a pretty simple thing. I'll take a piece of wax paper, I'll lay it over where the fingerboard is. I just draw some lines. I'm going to cut that out, and essentially what I'm doing is I'm just creating a protective little template that is going to lay over the top of the guitar. Like so. And what that'll do is that'll protect the surface of it. A lot of times I'll take something like maybe a little bit heavier block of wood, or anything that you have that's got some weight and is flat, and I'll just set it there to keep the wax paper from getting blown off or sliding around as I'm doing this. But it's a very quick thing. So we're going to take our steel wool. You'll notice that I've wadded it up in a ball here. I like to get it so that it's relatively tight and confined, almost like looks like a daubing pad. Okay. Work only with the direction of the grain. Never run the steel wool across the grain of the wood, because even quadruple aught can leave some fine lines there that will show. So, and you're simply going to run back and forth the length of your fingerboard. Don't be afraid to get all the way out to the edge. You want to make sure that you catch those edges. And you don't have to do it very many times. Usually about a dozen passes or so. If you've got some sort of a brush around the house, a paint brush or anything that's soft, or even just a rag, go back, dust all those shards off, and there you go. Voila. All your frets are nice and smooth. They're polished. Whatever oxidization or buildup was there is gone. And you'll notice when you get your strings back on there and you start to play that it's going to feel very smooth and much easier than it was before. Something else that you'll want to do while you're doing this, it's always a good idea to keep your fingerboard conditioned. We use this orange oil. Any type of citrus-based oil like this is really the best thing for it. There are specific products that you can use, but there are some oils that would be too heavy for it. Don't use something like tung oil or anything that's got a very heavy an oil that's going to solidify or feel sticky. So again, these orange-based products, citrus-based products are really the best. What I'm doing now is I'm just giving a little bit of coating on here that's going to soak in, and then I'll take a rag, fold it up, again so it's nice and tight, and in the same direction as when you were polishing the frets. You're just going to work this back and forth. The rag is going to force the oil down into the wood to help it penetrate a little bit better. It's going to pull the surface stuff off that you don't really need, and it's cleaning it all at the same time. Look at that. See that? It's just buildup from the last time that it was done, if it was done. And that's it. Next thing up is get it restrung and you're back to playing. And I guarantee, right Tucker? It'll play 100 times better than it did before. So you'll notice on this guitar, we've done it on a rosewood fingerboard. Whether it's rosewood, whether it's ebony, any of the darker boards, this is a great trick. If you've got a guitar that has a maple fingerboard like this, you don't want to do this method because you just don't know what the finish is that's on here. Most of these maple fingerboards have a finish on them, and that's where the issue comes in. But even if they don't, if you've got a guitar that has a maple fingerboard that doesn't really have any finish, it's just going to get dirty. So this is specifically for guitars that are dark rosewood ebony style fingerboards. Check us out on YouTube and subscribe. Also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you next time. Check us out for another quick fix tip.
If you have some more ideas on some quick fix tips that you'd like to see, leave it in the comments below. Take care.